welcome. This is Terry's podcast, helpful hints and tips about life. I know my guests are licensed professionals or counselors, and we are not giving out advice. Today's topic is about failures and positive action. Now I will give my thoughts about this and give some positive examples for some research I have been doing for this podcast episode. On my podcast episodes, I try to find some answers for you, the listeners. But one fix don't fix all. You have to use what is good for you. I like to give you a thought or two about what failure could be. It could be a person that never tries anything or to complete anything or has no goals. So therefore they never finish anything, so they are automatically failure because they never tried anything. Number two, failure could be considered as someone to try something and never continues to try even though the things I've tried didn't work. I didn't take the time to learn from the incomplete or things that didn't work. So you should be considered as a lesson time to go back to the drawing board. This is your creative moments when you fail because you're trying to find other ways to make things work. This is called an opportunity to prevail, be persistent, to be obsessed with success, to complete the task. Failure is not the end of the world. It's just the beginning of the next phase to completion. I am going to put in studies that are worth thinking about. I know one fix doesn't fix all, but just take you and me from it to help you through the process. Assess what went wrong and what you could have done differently. Once you've had a chance to cool off and achieve a bit of distance from the failure, it's time for some reflection. This is where the all-important learning part comes into play. Try to break down exactly what happened and take an objective look back at the choices you made. Can you recognize some mistakes you may have made without beating yourself up about them? Or can you identify some forks in the road where a different outcome may have been possible? It's important to take responsibility for the aspects of this failure that were within your control, but equally important not to blame yourself for everything, as this is usually too one-sided to be realistic and could be destructive to your self-esteem and your future endeavors. Develop realistic thoughts about failure. A 2016 review published in Clinical Psychology review of 46 studies examining reactions to failure found that more positive attributional style was a strong factor in how resilient people were to the emotional distress caused by failure. To, in other words, seeing the failure as a result of something specific and external rather than something internal. When you find yourself thinking that you're a hopeless cause or that there's no use in trying again, reframe your thoughts. Remind yourself of more realistic thoughts about failure, such as, failure is a sign that I'm challenging myself to do something difficult. I can handle failure. I can learn from my failures. You may need to repeat a phrase or affirmation to ward off negative thoughts or to reinforce to yourself that you can bounce back. This quote is important for those of us who feel downtrodden after every failure, heartbroken, if you will. If you let failure get you down for more than a couple of days, you're wasting away your chance to bounce back from it. On the other hand, if you allow yourself to build an inflated ego after every success, future failures may be even harder to cope with. Maintain a sense of humility and gratitude for each success and failure you find. Just because you fail once doesn't mean you're going to fail at everything. Keep trying, hold on, and always, always, always believe in yourself, because if you don't, then who will? Failure is not falling down but refusing to get up. Successful people don't fear failure, but understand that it's necessary to learn and grow from. I would like to thank you for listening to this podcast today. Keep on living your best life. Until next time, goodbye.